Welcome to Date Night Podcast,
a tabletop role-playing game podcast set in the homebrew world of Volyanaya.
Let's explore a whole new world together. Hello.
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 Hello. Hi.
That was almost the THX, audio thing.
That makes it into
That's
the
our
final
new.
letting.
No, that's our new intro. All right. So last time you guys got out the goat, and Ahrin had a flashback, sort of teleport to the island of
Don't
Manasseh.
call it a flashback. I'm assuming that this is
I was there the whole
chronological.
time. All right. So
I
it was,
get that reference.
you went back to Manasseh and Griselda and Okra and Father Teresa, a.k.a. Terry, helped
Not Teresa.
get the remaining orc refugees off of the island and onto a ship and out of there. One of the housekeeping things I had was, how much did you tell the rest of the party about what happened? I don't really remember, or if you guys got around to that. I know you started to tell them, and then Keira was like, it's bedtime. And that's about what I remember.
I don't remember anything either.
I don't remember.
Because you had another whole day, before you guys left. So
I
I'm
feel
just
like-
curious,
I remember
what Ahrin would have
Zev
told them.
asked a couple of questions about the orcs, so I'm pretty sure they got through at least that much.
Yeah, and I was also trying to find someone to go there. So I feel like I told them as much as I could, but
Okay,
that it probably most of it wasn't very clear to them.
right. All right. Zev, could you just roll a quick history check?
12.
Okay. That's not plus anything?
Nope.
All right.
Actually, I have to add my intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. Yeah. Your mother had told you some things about the orcs, but most of it was relegated to things that happened kind of in her lifetime on Lumosh. So it wasn't really anything that clicked with you about anything in Ahrin's story, I guess.
Can I ask a housekeeping question?
Yeah.
Are we ever going to level up again?
Never.
It actually hasn't been that long.
It feels like it has.
You guys leveled up in Albagula.
Right after that,
It still feels like it's been a very long time.
it's probably been about 5
We've
sessions.
been in a goat since then.
Yeah, that's true. So probably
I've changed
sometime.
a lot. I've changed a lot since then.
I feel like I've grown. Yeah, probably sometime before
We should get
we're done
XP
with
for character development.
what this season is. Yeah.
I have a housekeeping question. How do you get your white so white?
OxyClean. And I'm not doing a Billy Mays with this migraine.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But
But OxyClean if you want to get at us.
we will gladly peddle OxyClean.
The discerning adventurer chooses OxyClean to get those weird blood
To
stains.
get beholder goo out of their underpants.
Oh,
And
say-
we're back
did
to
you
whatever that conversation
did
was
you say
before we were recording.
I suppose if Flex Steel can do a deal with JonTron, anything's possible.
All right. I have one more housekeeping thing. Keira, as you were
You're dead. No, sorry.
you were getting all of your rations together here in town. I assume every time you guys go to town, you
Yes.
get new rations and things. So
Obsessively.
you were able to do that here, and you were rotating them and organizing them. You found something in your bag, and this is it. So it's up to you what you want to do with that. But
it's $1 billion.
US, it's absolutely worthless.
Is this in English? Because this looks like it might be Chinese characters.
it's in common. I write in common. I don't write in English.
Are you sure?
So some people can't read that. I can read it for you if you need me to.
Here's your secret piece of parchment. Here, let me read it out loud for you.
Pause while I read this. You guys can continue if you wish.
Okay.
We go on a quest to find somebody who can decipher the secret paper, but in real life.
And so the next thing you were getting ready to do was to head out on the Sporey-Gone trail.
I'm already on the boat.
It's a wagon, but okay.
The boat wagon.
The baggin'.
The woke.
They told you that a few wagons had gone to Old Spore City, and they hadn't come back. Generally, they go up the high road to get there. They're pulled by oxen, and then they take kind of this minecart roller coaster type deal back, where they put the oxen inside the water wagon after it's emptied. And you guys made the joke about how big the oxen's eyes would be as they peeked out the little hole on their way down. But the last 3 expeditions that they sent there with water haven't made it back. So one thing they're worried about is that none of the water, first of all, maybe none of it has made it up to Old Spore City, and all the water there is corrupted. So they're a little concerned about that. But they're not sure if the wagons have or the expeditions have been attacked or whatever's happened to them on the way there or on the way back.
And where are we now that is sending the water?
You are in New Spore City.
Where the rocks are green and the shrooms are gritty.
I was going to say, where dreams are made of.
So you meet up with 2 Usine. These are the medium-sized spore folk who just can speak telepathically, and only if you link to them by breathing in their spores.
That's why you have a headache.
So none of you have
Which I'd rather not do, personally.
linked up with these guys, but they have 2 wagons rigged up, and each of the wagon is hooked up to 2 oxen. So one of them is driving each wagon, basically.
I miss Oomoo. He wasn't afraid to inhale anything.
This is true.
Eager, even.
No.
They have some faintly glowing blue luminescent lanterns of some sort that are on poles that stretch out maybe a foot in front of the oxen, but they don't really shine a whole lot of light. One wagon is sloshing audibly as it kind of moves forward a little bit, and the other is full of, looks like maybe silage or hay or some basically food for the oxen along the way. So they have one wagon basically of the fresh water that they're bringing and the other of food. As you guys ready to set off on the road, or is there anything else you wanted to accomplish or do before you left?
Is there anything you want us to do?
Would it be beneficial to maybe bring along some more food and water along the way? I've got this big floating disc I can make appear sometimes if I concentrate a little bit. Maybe we can carry more supplies? Anyone? What you thinking?
Can't hurt.
Don't you have to refresh that spell like every 20 minutes?
It's like an hour or something. But if I take 10 minutes, I could just ritualize it. You know?
I'm sitting there digging through my pack. And I'm reading a piece of paper. And, oh, Calman Coggles gave me a revivify scroll. So if any of us dies, go through my pack and pull it out.
Oh,
Don't pull out the Douglas scroll.
that stupid revivify scroll.
What do you have against the Revivify scroll?
Do you want to die forever?
We don't have to use it on you if you don't, like, just tell us right
No.
now. We'll save it for a real emergency.
No, it's just...
I mean, look at your hit points. Let's just do the math here.
All right, fine. We don't need to talk about it anymore, I guess, because, you know, all in the past, right? Past doesn't matter. All right, so what do you think? Should I cast a spell? Yes, no?
No.
Okay.
I think the extra provisions could help.
All right, extra provisions could help. What do you think, Keira? Oh, wait, hold on. She's going to take 10 years to decide. All right. I'm the only one laughing. All right. Well,
You know what makes it funnier is to draw attention to that.
right.
We could ask the people here.
All right, how do you want me to do that? You want me to fart? I rolled a 2 on my fart check, right?
I just want to say that, like, speaking isn't the only way to communicate.
Or like a very minor.
I think it's a sharts.
What did you roll?
A 2. Oh, oops.
It's a good thing he's wearing chaps.
You're about half an hour late setting out as The grease wizard uses OxyClean to get those stains.
All right. Well, after that's over, I'm just going to go ahead and get in the cart and shut up.
Okay. So the
5 minutes later.
The carts set out pretty slowly. You could see that there's a lot of strain, at least in the front wagon, to get the water cart moving. Once it gets going, though, the oxen set. Not really a brisk pace, something that you could keep up with just by walking. As you set off and you just sort of see the new Spore City slowly fading behind you, you just hear a voice call down from the tunnel. It sounds like Oomoo, who says, how does Oomoo sound again?
You sound kind of like Barney.
They asked me to warn you to beware of dysentery. Good luck. Be nice.
Oh no.
And
All right.
off you go.
Oh, boy.
So you set off along the Sporey-Gone trail in the Underdark, and a couple of things become immediately apparent. One, it's dark. The blue lights in front of the wagons are little more than like a glow stick bracelet here in the darkness. And you can't see past about the 60 feet of dark vision that most of you have. Is
120.
120, okay.
120.
Are you using any additional light sources, or are you just kind of...
I could pull out Fresnel.
Yes.
Okay.
Bring out the boy.
Is that a class feature?
That's, yeah. It's one of my Eldritch invocations.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's going
there's
to turn to the dark side literally any minute.
So what is Fresnel? He's just shining? Does that take any of his charges to do? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I'm skimming through.
Okay. So you got
think that's
Fresnel
free for
blasting down the
Fresnel's just blasting it.
way. Even with the light of Fresnel,
Just nothing.
things here look pretty lifeless, gray, and repetitive. It's got kind of a sulfurous smell down here, which actually is... you get a little bit of relief from that, actually from the silage and the second wagon, which smells a little bit bitter, but at least it was once alive. It smells like most things down here could never have said that.
I don't know what that word means.
Silage, you mean?
Yes.
It's just basically like a fermented,
Packed winter food.
yeah,
I had to Google it when he said it the
Grain
first
and-
time.
hay and stuff that they've fermented for the animals to eat in the
Sorry.
winter.
Because I thought it meant poop.
No, they don't eat that. Yes, these oxen live on sewage. It's their favorite thing to eat.
I believe it does take a charge.
That's the Spore people.
So there's not very much remarkable in terms of like landmarks. There's an occasional adjacent tunnel, and there's something unquantifiable about the darkness and about knowing that you're leaving light behind you. That is extremely significant and different on a psychological level. You can feel the darkness for the first time starting to sink into your chest, feeling almost like you're breathing in something thick and vaguely toxic in some sort of swamp. It gives you a feeling of uneasiness. Maybe you're a little bit more on alert or paranoid than you would usually be. And this is much different than on the path between the light water and the glowing new Spore City.
As long as we're talking about darkness, did Hama go with us?
Yes, she's with you. Her and Malkovich.
What?
Henna.
Oh, okay.
It also doesn't help
Can
that
we spell her name?
I spell it like
the henna tattoo, Henna.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what I said.
Hana.
Hanukkah. It was in the spirit of the season.
It's
The
been a
other
long-
Memorial Day?
yes. The other thing that you notice is that a lot of the places you go are claustrophobically close, except where the path occasionally makes use of the natural caverns that it intercepts. Most of it is made just to squeeze the wagons through. So there's basically no more than a foot of clearance on any side at most times or above it. So it's pretty difficult to see ahead or behind, depending on where you are in the marching order. So for the sake of knowing where everybody is during these tight squeezes, How are you generally proceeding? Like,
Keira on the front,
okay,
and she's starting to think about inhaling some spores so that she can talk with these mushroom people so she can hopefully see more what they can see.
okay. You can do that if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw as you do that.
Bummer.
13 plus stuff. And the stuffs are 2.
Okay.
So 15.
15's pretty good. So, yeah, you've made the connection to the front driver, breathed in some of those spores, and you've been able to telepathically communicate, and you will be able to telepathically communicate with him.
Oh,
Okay.
bloody hell. Learn a new language. I'll try that.
Okay.
14 plus 3.
Yeah.
Boom.
Same deal. You're linked up, I'll say, to the one on the back wagon then, or...
How many
Oh,
wagons
so-
are there?
Oh, so it only does one. Like, I can't link... I don't know Sporian now.
No, it's actually... It builds a connection between you and that individual.
All right, sure. I'll
They
take
share
any
spores.
connection I can get.
They share spores with each other, and that's how they communicate with each other. There's no language, and they can't speak audibly.
That's beautiful.
How many wagons are there?
I'd rather
2.
not, personally.
Yeah, I'll be with the back guy.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to talk to Zev.
All right. Where is Zev and Ahrin in the order?
I think it makes sense for Zev to be in the back.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
very
s-
back.
Like behind all
like
the
rear
wagons?
guard.
Okay.
I was going to say back-ish, but also probably like doing a lot of pacing back and forth and sitting down and then being super ADHD and switching
Okay.
places. And
So, all right. You're back behind the silage wagon, pretty much, watching your step as you're also behind both teams of oxen as you proceed through the tunnels. I think Henna would probably be ranging up in the front as well to give an extra eye out in that direction. If anything changes in the strategy of where you want to be as you go through any of these tunnels throughout the course of the trail, because this is something, there's going to be a lot of this area where it's pretty tight, just let me know, but otherwise we'll just assume that's where you are.
I've pretty well assumed I'm sitting next to the spore driver.
Okay. So you travel for a while, and for those of you that are walking, it seems like your legs are indicating it's been like a full day of walking for Ahrin. Again, back and forth between sitting on the edge of the silage wagon, getting bored, jogging in place, maybe doing little circles around Zev. I don't know what your deal is.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, okay.
What's your deal, man?
I'm bored. Are we there yet?
Mom, I need to go potty.
You make it to one of the...
After walking next to a sloshing water wagon, I'm pretty sure we all do.
Yeah, you're sitting on that water wagon. You make it to one of the openings where the trail seems to meet a natural cavern. At one of them, the Usane had stopped for half an hour or so, and they fed and watered the oxen out of the supplies that they had, and they switched them from one wagon to another to kind of give the ones who were pulling the water a little break and give them the lighter load. But now in this next chamber, after your full day of traveling, it's about a 40-foot round chamber, and it has a railway siding that splits off of the main rail, and they take that to sort of just wait it out, it looks like. The Usane, since you're connected to them, tell you their plan is to set a makeshift camp, let the animals rest for the evening. And they're saying this despite the fact that as you look around, you can see remnants of some oxen bones and things in this area.
All right.
I indicate some of the bones and say, is it safe? How much of a watch do we need?
They say sometimes cave dragons come through this area.
Dragons?
Would I guess you would
Oh, yeah,
be
no,
relating
never mind.
it.
She'd
but-
have to say it. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Dragons?
And then dragons.
Cave dragons?
They said they don't really care too much about spories, but they will eat fleshies, particularly oxen is one of their favorite things to eat. A lot of times,
Kira's now pinching
I have
herself to
some
see how
thoughts,
fleshy she may be
But I'm
considered.
not
fleshy.
hearing this.
You look like you might be fleshy enough.
How about Clippy? Is he fleshy?
No, he's
Nothing wants to
gaggy.
eat Clippy.
Hmm.
Nothing ever.
All right. Speaking of the devil, let's go ahead and feed him tonight. Gross.
They do say that sometimes on the trail they've sacrificed an oxen to the dragons to just keep on moving. But there's everybody can roll a perception check, I guess.
But I don't hear this, so do I still do
5.
You can, yeah.
Unless it's hearing, then it's 6. I'm putting this dice away.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Yay. Somebody is perceptive.
that? 10.
Grease Wizard, you see, it doesn't look like anybody has just given up an oxen. It looks like you see the remnants pulled over into a small alcove beside this area of an entire expedition, maybe. It looks like a couple of busted up wagons, a big puddle of water on the ground, multiple sets of oxen bones, drag marks where other things have been drug away.
Hold on, all of this and none of the rest of us notice it?
I rolled a 2.
No, it
It's
was
dark.
It was in one of the little alcoves adjacent to this chamber.
Okay.
All right, everyone, look over there. And I relay all the information that I just learned to them.
Okay.
Keira is now on edge, as if she wasn't before.
Yeah.
Do we have any more grenades, or did Dern take those too?
I have one.
Dern just used them all.
You have a grenade?
I
He
have
took
one
everything
grenade.
from me.
Oh.
And I believe I also have some freezing arrows, too.
Do you think maybe we should blow up the entrance to the cave?
Yeah,
No.
that seems like a good way to fly under the radar.
And then how would we go back through?
Or it's a different cave.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the way these things have been drug out. It looks like it's through a side, smaller alcove that the rails don't follow.
Fresnel points at it, and we see any back to the cave, please? Yes.
To that,
Yes.
no, it's a long, dark tunnel winding out of sight.
I mean, I'm not a strategic genius, but I feel like blowing up the cave might cause more problems than it solves. Perhaps. Maybe.
Well, that's what you think.
Are you still whispering?
Yes.
Because the other guy, they don't understand us. Like, they don't speak any language.
Right.
So you don't need to whisper.
I was whispering in case any monster heard us or anything. Just trying to be a little quiet. I guess that's... You want me to shout?
I think
mean-
these oxen are pretty loud as it is.
And they would have smelled you already, so...
But when I shouted, my ring does work.
If you want it to work.
Oh, it's not just whenever I shout?
Mhm.
Okay. Then I don't want it to work.
Okay.
I was hating you very strongly for a moment. I'm glad I still like you. Except for Clippy.
All right. Well, hello, Spore people. Spore Rio.
Usine. We are the Usine.
All right. What's your name, buddy?
I am the Usine.
No, stupid. What's your... That was in common, so you didn't hear that. What's your Sporian name?
We have no names.
All right. You're going to be Sporio. I just gave it to you.
Wonderful.
All right. Sporio.
Double stuff Sporio.
Sporio, listen, do you think maybe we should keep on going because of these dragging marks or whatever? I'm fine with keeping on.
We could proceed, but the next area of rest is not for more than 6 hours travel, and if the oxen make it, we'll be fine, but if they get stuck in it's a long, basically tight stretch. He kind of sends you a picture of the trail.
Oh.
So if something were to happen and they were to become exhausted, we could get stuck.
All right. Well, it's just wait here then. How long do they need rest for?
The usual way that they go along this trail is they wait here for like a long rest, but any amount of rest would be better than no amount of rest, he says.
Well, all right. So I'm going to get Fresnel, and we're going to sit looking down that tunnel
Okay.
for 8 hours.
Okay. You're going to skip a rest?
You don't want to do shifts, or
No. Yeah, I'll skip a rest.
why?
I'll rest on the wagon.
Okay.
How tall
I'm
is this
curious
tunnel?
Fireball.
It's about right where it joins. Here it's probably about 12 feet tall, but it looks like it gets a little narrower up ahead,
Okay.
or a little shorter.
I just didn't know if, like, it would be a tight fit for Ahrin.
Nope. Pretty big.
Grease Wizard does not like the idea of dragons as well. At all, after the last experience he had with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm handing you the Fresnel paper. He regained all of his charges, but I'm assuming you lit him up again at dawn.
Yeah. We're just kind of looking down, watching together, sharing
Okay.
stories.
So you also have done your Clippy before that,
Mm-hmm.
I would guess. All right, I need... is everybody else just resting, or what are you doing?
I mean, I
during
guess
this
so.
time?
If he's going to take the whole watch.
Okay.
Rest.
Sure.
All right. I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws, please.
We are going to die. Natural 1.
Oh, boy.
16.
Oh, good. And I'm sure your wisdom score is very high.
19.
That, I'm sorry, was it just wisdom?
Wisdom save.
8.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Ahrin,
proficient. Sorry. 4.
it's still a 1. Ahrin and Zev, you have suffered a point of dark influence from your time here in the Underdark.
You're turning evil.
Being on this path in this direction, now that you're not between 2 points of light, you have felt this sinking feeling inside of your chest, and now it's sort of moved down into your stomach, making you feel queasy. That's about where you are at this point.
Does that affect us in any way, shape, or form, like on stats wise?
Not right now, but you can sort of feel this just ick seeping into you.
Yeah,
Grease
spiritual,
Wizard,
spiritual darkness makes Ahrin gassy.
I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw since you stood up all night.
16.
Okay. You're pretty tired, and you obviously didn't get any spells or anything back, but
I didn't use
you
any.
had just rested, so you're tired. You kept a close watch along that ridge until about dawn, when you did see something start moving toward you.
What?
After a bit of a rest. Make a perception check.
9.
It looks like something slithering
Oh.
across the bottom of the floor.
All right.
Just get a peek of it, and then it moves into a shadow.
All right, come out. I'm using my ring at this point.
Okay.
Come out being peaceful, or you're gonna get blasted. Not like flavor blasted, like chips, but like,
Chips?
right. Look,
What are you talking? What?
it's another worldly thing. Flavor.
All right.
Keira, you
and
messed it all up, and
as
this is
you're-
all over the ring.
As you're flavor blasting this creature, from above, where you didn't see it, a actual creature had stealthed along the top of the ceiling
Oh,
Another
and
golem.
as come crashing down basically on top of you. You just basically see a ball of this like translucent skin. That's
Oh.
about all you can kind of see, because it's just smashing into you. You can't really see its shape, and your perception wasn't
Very
too
good.
great there. So,
Because he got
assuming
my
that-
attention, can I be looking over there?
oh, you guys would have woke up
Yeah,
with
use
that
the ring. We would have.
shout for sure.
that was my
20.
hope.
But this happens before you're ready this one round.
That's fair.
So that's a nat 20 to start off the
Hachimachi.
I rolled
start
a nat
off the
20.
encounter. So it's going to bite.
Should we roll initiative?
I was
We will in a moment.
I was trying to roll perception.
11 points of damage.
Well,
Those
bites
you.
aren't real,
Okay.
and that's
That
a
would
crit
be-
fail.
Bites
So
are very
bites
real.
are very real.
This isn't happening! Ah!
It's totally happening. Your ring's like, I felt it.
I felt that one.
All right, so you were rolling a perception check as you woke up, Keira?
Yes.
You see this thing just as it's kind of separating itself from the ceiling. It's kind of like a salamander head toward the front with a long snake-like body with way too many ribs and about 10 short-clawed legs. It's got no eyes, again, like translucent skin. And you see it just come crashing down, mouth first, onto the little gnome and bite it. With that 20 perception check, you could also see it looks like there are two smaller creatures slithering up through the tunnel.
Is it slimy?
It's very slimy. All right, now we can roll initiative.
16.
17.
14.
All right, hold on a sec. Zev,
14.
Keira,
10.
Ahrin,
16.
GW.
17.
Oh, yeah, I need Henna. Good job, Henna.
Aww.
That's a 3.
Aww. Ha ha.
Yay.
This is really good for audio.
Yay.
Yeah, we are clipping clothespins onto the initiative.
We are clipping
tracker.
clips.
We're clipping clips onto the clip clipper.
Clippy.
No.
I need paper.
This is Date Night, the tabletop role-playing podcast with me, Amy. If you want to learn more about the show, ways to listen, how to get bonus content, and where you can see art and maps, check out our website at datenightpodcast.com. You can also find ways to support the show there, like becoming a premium listener, buying us a pizza for game night, or sponsoring an episode and having your own message read on the show. Click the sponsor or donate tab to find out more. As always, we appreciate your support in any way from subscribing, sharing, sponsoring, or listening. Now, let's get back to the story.
So where did this thing bite me?
It was coming down from the ceiling, so probably like collarbone area. Big maw, so it was only like half of its mouth that got around you. Luckily, it didn't get over your head. But
Yeah.
It was big enough that it maybe could have. And then it crashed down on top of you. It's pretty heavy, but because it wasn't directly on you, it didn't crumple you. So just give me a second. I'll write all these things down. And I have Henna. All right. So first up is one of the creatures that is actually still down in the tunnel. It makes it basically slithers up out of the tunnel toward the grease wizard who's in the front, and it catches the light of Fresnel, and even with the kind of chaos going on in front of you, you can see that this is much smaller than the other one, and it doesn't have any of the legs like the other one has. It's just sort of slithering along the ground like a snake. But it does come out, and it tries to make a bite against you.
Of course.
There's one other one behind it. That is a 13.
Nope.
All right. So it tries to make a bite, and you just kind of move out of the way. It can't really... It's not really fast, being that it's slithering along the ground. And you're definitely aware
Have you ever
of
seen
how
a
those
snake?
bite feels. Yeah. But it's your turn.
All right. Yeah, I'm thunder waving.
All right, yeah. You're pretty much just got two of these things right near you and none of your buddies, so
Yeah.
seems like a good move. I have to make what kind of saves?
A constitution.
Ooh, those are both bad. The best one's a 9,
Nope.
so They're both going to take full damage.
2d8. 5 damage, but they get pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay. And they do. So they get blasted
Back towards that tunnel?
Yeah, the younger, smaller one gets blasted back toward the tunnel. The other one gets blasted like kind of up in the air and over to the side of you. And it's Ahrin's turn. This chamber is only about 40 feet in diameter, so this is all maybe happening 20 feet away from where you were asleep and heard a shout and then a thunder wave.
Cool. Are there stalactites?
No, this is one of the maybe back like in the alcove, but where this is a siding that was carved out as a place for the mine carts to be able to pull over to the side.
Oh, there.
So this is not one of the natural caverns.
Is there... What do you mean one of the mine carts? Like, not one of the ones we're driving.
Right. They said that this was an old mining rail that the wenches used to pull the mine carts up.
Oh, okay.
So that's the rail that your wagons have been on being pulled by the oxen.
Is there any old mining stuff?
Just make a quick... Well, yeah, you were here for a while before you went to sleep, so you would have probably noticed. There were a couple of carts with some busted picks and stuff in them. Nothing too valuable. And a train signal. Watch out, there's a train. There's currently a...
Get off the track!
There's a train with a oddly humanoid face barreling down the track right now.
Why did it decide to go off now?
Because this is like 5 years old and the batteries are bad.
Okay.
Oh, it's going away.
And all of a sudden, there's 2, there's 4, there's 6, there's 8, hauling, shunting. No, whatever. I'm done.
Hauling
Shunting trucks and hauling freight. It's been too long.
And the ghost of the train passes by and then leaves down through another tunnel,
Yes.
and we're all just momentarily
Sorry,
confused.
I forgot to put the environmental thing between the grease wizard and Ahrin. The train goes by. In between there on the initiative.
Okay. Well, I wanted stalactites, so if we don't have that, then I guess...
Then I guess you just have to use your normal attack.
You have seen
I
them
had
throughout
a
the
plan.
Underdark, but not in this chamber.
Samuel, I had a plan.
I get it.
I don't know if you get it or not.
I don't-
I'm dumber than you probably assume I am. I want to hit it with my big axe.
Okay. Which one? The younger, smaller one or the big one that fell down off the ceiling?
The one that doesn't have legs.
Okay. So you're going to basically run up. You'll put yourself between everybody else and the
Everybody
tunnel.
stand back. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
But that is plus 8. So 13.
Okay. So you rush up. You get between the grease wizard and the cavern hole, or the alcove hole, because that's where he pushed the one youngling back into.
I really
kinda
need
that
to stop
choke
waking
point.
up like this.
And you rub a little bit of sleep out of your eye and swing the axe a little haphazardly and miss.
Okay. But I have another attack.
You sure do.
And I'm more awake now, so...
Slightly more awake.
19.
Yeah, that one definitely hits.
Okay. And I'm going to pick up the correct die. That's a 12 on a D12.
Very nice.
Plus 5. 17 points of damage.
And
is
that
that
thing
also
is now
your +1
dead?
for the politer smiter?
Yes, I
Okay.
actually wrote that down on my character sheet.
So 17?
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
So that sinks way into it, and you hear this thing kind of just gurgle a little bit from the hole that you created, and this green-looking gas starts kind of pouring.
Oh,
out
no.
of it. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Cover my face.
Okay. You cover your face.
Well, not my entire face. Like, pull my shirt over my, nose.
Yeah,
Not...
you got your cape or something. You can
Yeah, I
pull
don't
around.
even know. I don't know
All
what Ahrin wears. It's probably a hot mess.
No sleeves. We know that. Zev, you are up.
Okay, I want to Hunger of Hadar right
Okay.
so where the edge of it comes right up to where Ahrin is.
All right.
on that creepy thing.
Gotcha.
Hopefully getting at least the two in the front inside of it.
Right. Yeah, the other one's the more in the chamber than Ahrin is. The adult didn't get knocked back into the alcove, so.
Oh, okay.
But the two younger ones are over there. One is right at the entrance, and the other is charging quickly toward it.
Okay. So, yeah, do that.
Okay.
And then, so the one, any of them that are in it.
How big is it?
It's a 20-foot radius.
I think you'll get them both.
Okay. What was it? Any creature that starts its turn takes 2d6 cold. Any creature that ends its turn takes 2d6 acid. And
So-
it's difficult terrain.
So not yet. When
Right.
it comes back to their turn.
Right. And then I want to use my movement to run up next to Ahrin, sort of like holding the line.
Gotcha. Okay, Ahrin, so you see right in front of you where you had just chopped this thing, and you just pull the axe out in time as this, what can she see? Just darkness, basically?
Yeah, it's darkness, and it's 30 feet.
Oh, what did I do?
Horrible slurping
Oh
noises.
God, no!
And horrible slurping noises coming from down the cavern.
Wait, do I still get slurping noises even though I'm an ally?
Everybody hears the horrible slurping noises.
Okay.
You have to live with this now.
Keira, it's your turn.
After a moment of absolutely disgust, thanks, Sam. Oh, the two of you cut it out. I have to listen to this later.
So
Okay.
There's darkness in front of the opening. You're about 25 feet away from GW and the adult one of these things. That is actually inside the main chamber, probably about the same distance from the opening in the chamber, too, but you can't really see into it.
Sorry, I think I may have just changed what I was going to do. All right, I'm going to Zephyr Strike
Okay?
at the adult thingy. Salamander thing with extra ribs and 10 arms.
Gotcha. So you're going to cast your Zephyr Strike, run over there, and slash at it twice?
Yes.
Your first one, if you want it to be, is at advantage.
Yep. 17 plus stuffs.
Yep.
That'd be plus 6.
Yep.
All right. Is it below max health?
It is. It got hit by a thunder wave.
Well, that sucked. Okay, 4 plus 3 plus 5.
12. That's not bad. So slash and dash crashes into it, cuts off one of its multiple legs.
And then... Oh, wait.
Or I guess that's Ahrin Neva is your main hand.
Aranova.
Yeah,
And then another 17.
that hits.
And then I rolled... Oh, wait. Thank God. Wrong die. A 6.
Plus
0.
offhand. But you get Colossus Slayer once a turn, is that right?
I already applied that.
Okay.
But then second turn? Second attack, I mean.
No, that you don't get an extra attack for Zephyr Strike, do you? You get advantage on one attack.
But don't I get my second attack? Once I run up there and I can attack and then second
Oh yeah,
attack?
you get one as a bonus action now. So you get one more attack with your main hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're right.
20, not nat.
Yep. That hits. Sorry, you haven't done much with your 2
6.
swords since you hit level 5.
No, I haven't.
6 more damage?
Yes.
All right. So 3 quick slashes, all landing into this soft skin that
And I move away.
makes spongy
No
noise that you
opportunity
wouldn't
attack
like.
because of Zephyr Strike.
Right. So it was about 25 or 20 feet to get there, so you can get about 10 feet away from it.
No, my movement speed is up to 30.
Oh.
Zephyr, because I move like the wind.
Okay. You can get
So I'm back to where I am.
the other side of the cavern if you want. So you run in and run it back out really fast.
Yep.
All right. One of the younger ones is starting its turn inside the darkness.
6 plus 5, 11. That's cold damage.
11 cold damage. And does it need to do anything else, or it's just difficult terrain?
Difficult terrain. And then if it ends its turn inside, it's going to take another 2d6 acid.
This was the one in the back, so go ahead and roll the acid damage.
3 and 4, 7.
Okay.
The reason it takes acid damage is because of the horrible milky tendrils.
That rub up against it. Yep. So you got tendril on
This is the most disturbing
cave salamander
spell.
action going on right now.
It's a very useful spell, but it's also got the most disturbing.
why is
very
it so,
creepy.
why is the
Yeah.
description so vivid?
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that's somebody's thing.
Why? Why do we always have to do this?
I mean,
Here,
that's
I-
probably.
I think there's a lot of anime based on this very concept.
Oh.
All right, the the adult one.
I'm hentai-ing the salamander.
That's right.
Oh.
Hentai of Hadar.
Oh no.
I'm just blocking things out at this
Or
point.
hunger of hentai. They're both terrible.
They're both bad, and they both apply to Sam's slurping noises. And we're back. The adult casts poison spray at Ahrin and Zev, who are nearby each other.
Is that the one that started its turn in the...
No, this is the grown-up one.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
15-foot cone, so it's going to get the two of you. I need you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Everyone?
Finally,
No, Ahrin
Okay.
and Zev.
17.
16.
Sorry, 20.
All right, both of those
Still 16.
pass, so you will take half damage, which is good because those are high. 12, 19. It would have been 20, so you take 10 poison damage. And that ends its turn. Henna.
So it ends its turn. Let me roll. Did it?
No, that's not in the area. The two young ones are in the area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This
Sorry.
one's in the main chamber with you guys, so it's
Sorry.
behind you when it casts that spray. Henna's going to make an attack with her crossbow at the adult and miss. She sends Malkovich in to make.
She's on our team.
You miss.
She's the other ranger. Jealous much. Malkovich makes a 25-foot leap straight on top of this thing onto the ground and tries to make a bite attack against it. And deals 8 points of slashing damage to it. And you see some green
Blech.
blech, start coming out of that thing as well. All right, the other young one that has been hit quite a bit is starting its turn now.
11.
Okay. Can you hear anything that's going on in there?
You can hear horrible slurping noises.
Well, then I guess you could hear if any of those things made any noise, too. You do hear kind of a roar that gets kind of cut off in the middle of itself. Sounds
I
like
think one's down.
maybe one of them's down. And what sound did the creature make? All right. Grease Wizard, you're up. This thing is still right next to you. It got blasted back about 10 feet, I guess, from the thunder wave, so it's 10 feet away, up against the wall. It just threw poison spray at Ahrin and Zev. You think maybe one of the young ones is dead. You don't know about the other one, and it's just darkness in that direction.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Shatter
Okay?
on the adult one.
Okay. He's in the clear. He's got some room around him, so I got to make a
Constitution save.
13.
Nope.
Okay.
Ooh, let me double check that.
No, it's lower than your DC for sure.
Okay, cool. That's 7 plus 8 plus 5.
Okay.
20.
You
And
just
it's dead.
watch what's left of the adult just up against the wall, and its feet go flying across. I do need you, since you're within 15 feet of it, I do need you to make a Constitution save.
Or be blessed.
Not 20.
You love it. It's the best thing you ever smelled.
He's getting a free facial.
I actually start
Moisturizes.
spinning around in slow motion while music starts playing.
It's like a shampoo commercial.
I just died in your arms tonight.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's a good one. A music box that I had been tinkering along the road starts playing that.
You don't get to do this.
That's some retcon and a half.
Oh,
Right
You don't
right.
get to retcon that.
With a nat 20?
No.
Ahrin, it's your turn. Unless do you have any bonus action or anything you need to do?
No.
So you just exploded it. It's Ahrin's
I'm
turn.
dancing as my bonus action.
I have both something called reckless attacks and something called savage attacks, and I don't think I've ever used either of them.
Wait, hang on a second. Who went? Never mind.
The reckless attack means you can get advantage on an attack, and then other creatures will have advantage on you. Savage attack is something different. What is that? An orc thing?
That's
I
an
don't-
orc thing. If you crit, you add 1d to weapon damage.
Oh, well, whenever you crit, you get to add an extra damage dice.
Only a year in.
An extra what?
You know how you usually get to roll double damage dice? So you
Like-
usually get to roll 2 right now, 2d12. You get to roll 3d12 when you crit.
Huh.
Huh.
Might have been nice to know a year ago.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious.
Well, consider now it's just an upgrade that Ahrin
You roll
unlocked while she was
2d12 for your weapon damage?
No, when she crits, 2d12.
Oh, okay.
Just it's a d12.
That would be fun. Okay, I'm going to hit something with my axe.
Okay, so it's in the
What's
darkness.
the closest one?
There's only one. You think only one left inside the darkness.
You think.
You can swing into the hentai of Hadar. You'll just be at disadvantage to hit anything.
Okay. Nat 20.
Yeah. Well, at disadvantage.
6.
Okay.
Plus 8.
So
14.
You feel it like graze against something, but you don't think it cut in.
I got a nat 20. That's so unfair. We were just talking about that.
Well, you get to do it again.
It doesn't have like a tail or something I could grab and yank out or something?
You'd have to go into the Hadar.
I don't want to go into the Hadar.
Then no.
Okay, fine. Second attack.
You can go in the Hadar. That's your call.
I s-
It's everybody's personal choice.
4
No.
plus 8, 12.
Nope. 2, kind of, I guess, hesitant at fully stepping in and taking the swing, and it might be a little bit further in than that.
Whatever.
Zev,
It's fine.
It's your turn.
I'm actually going to hold my action
Okay.
in case anything pokes its head out.
So if something pokes its head out, what action are you holding?
I'm going to hit it with the sword.
Gotcha. Keira?
Same.
If it pokes its head out,
She's going to hit it with my sword.
hit it with his sword? Or
I
shoot
still
it?
have Zephyr ready, so I'll dash up and
How long do you get the speed?
up to 1 minute.
But when you make the attack, does it end? Or no?
You move like the wind until the spell ends.
Okay.
Oh, that's once before.
when does
You
the
get
spell
advantage
end?
on your attack roll,
Once, yeah.
and it deals an extra 1d8 force damage, which I already used.
So isn't that the spell ending?
Might not be.
It says until the spell ends, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Right, but I'm saying when does the spell end?
Concentration 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, okay, rock on.
Good. So you can keep the speed. You won't be able to strike again as a Zephyr strike? Or is it once per turn that you can strike? We might not need it now, but I'm just trying to figure out how the spell works. Anyway, you're holding it, right?
She's
Yes.
only had it for
Okay,
a
it's
year.
the young one's turn.
8.
Okay. You hear a similar... Yep. And you think... you think the threat may have passed.
All right.
Please, can you take that thing down?
Zev drops the hentai.
All right, as you...
And
as,
then he drops
And
the
his
spell.
mixtape.
as you do that, you can see that there are just 2... They take acid and cold damage.
Acid and cold damage.
Yeah, they just look like they kind of shattered and melted in that area to dead.
Can I loot the old one, the adult, for anything
What are
useful?
you hoping to find?
You exploded it.
You
Well, I mean,
exploded
He
it.
picks up a claw.
There's some claws
Yeah,
that
give
would have
me-
been on its feet.
Give me those claws.
Okay. You've got
Feet.
a couple dozen cave dragon claws.
I lean over to Zev and say, "You get used to it."
And they smell just as good as all that stuff that's splattered all over you right now.
Couple dozen. You mean like 36, 48?
Yes. Let's go with
How much do they weigh, though?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
30
Pretty sure it does.
claws.
Nice try, but it does matter.
How much does it weigh?
All 30 of them, maybe a pound.
Boom.
What
There.
are you gonna do with 30 claws?
Doesn't matter.
What kind of microphone do you drop that makes a bloop sound? That's my question here.
They're
That's
cave
mine too, so
dragon
I know.
Claws.
He was dropping the claws.
Oh, okay.
Are there any left over?
No, I got them all.
Well, there was about 30 in total
Would
that
the
survived the explosion.
with the horrible the dragon goose stuff that was like
Yummy.
Give it a
caustic
taste.
and everything, right? Would that damage my weapons if I were to dip it in?
Make a
Hey, Keira.
nature check.
Keira. I dare you to eat it.
Ooh. Do it.
8.
You don't know.
Use your cape of command.
No,
I sneak into Ahrin's cape of command.
you're not allowed to do that. It's a dare. She has to do it.
No, I don't.
I'll do it.
You-
Damn me.
You
Damn me
would
to
do it. You should put Clippy in it.
No, you like it too much.
No, I'm not going to put Clippy in it. Would you put a baby in some dragon
Okay,
goo?
for the last time, your homunculus is not a baby.
Well, it's the closest thing that I'll ever have.
Do you need to talk, bro?
No, can't get too close. All right, bedtime. Someone else keep watch. I didn't do a good enough job.
Well, that
Grease
was-
Wizard's slowly becoming emo wizard.
That was the long rest everybody else had, so it's pretty much time to set back out.
Oh, all right. Good night.
So wait, we get the effects of a long rest, or
Before
I took
this
10
battle.
I took 10 damage.
It would have been before this
Okay,
battle.
Gotcha.
The
So I'm
Zephyr
going
Strike
to
is
sleep.
just
Oh, go ahead.
Zephyr Strike is just a permanent disengage, basically for 10 turns.
Okay.
Yes, permanent for 10 turns.
I'm sleeping on the cart.
I'm
All right.
poking him on the cart.
He's in the fermented hay.
Cozy.
If I sit on the back of the cart and keep looking back, can I get like a short rest?
Yeah, you
But
could
we
take
got
a
a
short
long
rest
rest,
on
didn't
the
we?
cart.
Yeah, but he took 10 points of damage.
And I
Oh.
used a spell slot.
Oh, can I do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
I want those 10 points back. Okay.
I'm taking my long
You
rest.
have to roll hit dice to get him back on a short rest. But
Okay. That's fine.
you get to roll whatever your hit dice is plus your Constitution modifier is how much
Okay,
you
well,
get back.
I lost 10 points and I rolled like 17, so.
Okay.
Does she get extra points?
Nope.
I
I
opened
feel
up my
great.
bag.
I feel freaking great.
I open up my bag and I just kind of stick my lower half in it, keeping my armpits
seems like a safe
outside,
way to
like
sleep.
using it like a little like a sleeping bag, and I go to sleep.
Isn't
Okay.
it cold inside the...
I like it that way.
Nice and
I
cozy.
don't think you know what sleeping bags do.
It's like an anti-sleeping bag.
This is really
Don't
strange.
judge me,
It's like,
Zev.
it's like an exposure bag is really what it is.
Okie dokie.
Is it comfy?
Quick, slip
No.
him in it while
Cold.
he's asleep.
All right.
I heard that.
So after traveling along, you go through that long stretch of where it's very tight in terms of the wagons barely fitting through, and you get out.
Being in the front, have I taken Fresnel back?
Sure. I don't know.
So
Forgot
you,
I had him.
you make it to
Will
another
never be
place where
apparent.
they swap out the oxen again. Figure it's probably about halfway through the day's travel, and they set off again down the rails. After a little while, in Fresnel's light, you catch a glimpse here of some humanoids up ahead. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
I didn't like this movie. I rolled a 19,
Okay.
so 21, 22.
It looks like a ragged-looking group. One is in the garb of a priest or a druid or something like that. Looks like a tabaxi. It's got a long, gnarled staff. Even at this distance, the way his cat eyes kind of reflect the light, you can only see one of them reflecting back at you.
What kind of creature is this?
Cat
Dude,
person.
Usune, what is that? Are they friend or foe?
I cannot tell what they are or who they are.
Have I gotten my long rest yet?
No.
I call out to them. With,
Okay,
Probably
fine.
been about 4 hours.
with my bow and arrow.
I'll just take a short
Ready,
rest
but
then.
not John.
Okay. With him, with your perception check, you could see there's 3 others. They start kind of shambling, limping up toward you. They look kind of pitiful. One's a heavy orc man in rags with deep sunken eyes, and he's got huge black shiners underneath them that you can see as he gets into Fresnel's light. And then there's a pair of wizened looking orcs, male and female, both maybe in their 50s, which is pretty old for orcs. They're in a pair of, looks like really simple brown robes. They got stringy hair, tangled and knotted, and their robes appear to be made of really poor quality rough fabric, cinched with fraying ropes. They're torn, dirty, and they're actually barefoot as well.
I tell Fresnel to focus his illumination on them, and then I tell them that they need to answer or we will attack.
All right, so
Why? Why are we being this aggressive?
what have you said so far?
I said, hi, basically, are you friend or foe?
Okay.
And then answer or we will attack. And Fresnel is spotlighting on them.
The tabaxi kind of holds a hand down to slow the others behind him. They stop moving, and he says, we think you will give us some water.
Is he French?
French or German?
You,
Okay, where are we supposed to be
what
bringing
language
this water?
is he speaking in?
Common.
Okay.
I relate to the Usune what he said.
The Usune says, this water's for Old Spore City. We don't know if they've been getting any of it.
I repeat that to the Khajiit, not Khajiit.
Right.
Wow.
What are these things called? Tabaxi. Don't sue us. Please don't sue us. We're big fans. We love you.
It doesn't matter, they will sue.
But sometimes we get confused.
He takes a couple steps toward you. He says, we have been walking a long time. We are in need of some water. It looks like you have plenty to spare. This is a water wagon, is it not?
This is for Old Spore City.
Do I hear this conversation from where I am, or
You would be able to hear it. If you want to start making your way up there, you have some
Please do.
shimmying around
yeah? I'm
the
curious. I'll
wagons
do
to
some shimmying.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll get out of my bag.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep a look behind us, just to
All right.
rear guard.
Sounds good.
But I'm going to go ahead and poof the sword.
Gotcha.
I don't know why
All
that
right.
amused me.
So you want some water, right?
Is we are refugees from Silver's blessing,
Why are you underground?
because there is blight above the ground. We have passed a fort not long back, but they are quarantined and would not let us in. We have had no water for 2 days.
I take one of my bags and toss it to them.
A water skin?
Yes.
I cast minor illusion and toss them another one.
Why?
That's just mean.
There's no
Oh
reason.
my god.
Okay, so they pick up the
One of those bags is poison, and one of those is water. You have
And
to
whichever
figure
one
out
they
which-
touch disappears.
You have to ask one bag what it is, and then the other one will tell you the lie. Have you heard this one before?
Whichever one they touch disappears.
I pick him up by the ankles and just flip him upside down.
Then I lose my concentration and it disappears.
because he hits his head on the ceiling.
They didn't even see the invisible bag with that roll. They see the other one, and they just maybe the other one they thought was a shadow in Fresnel's light. You throw the bag?
I toss one to them.
Okay. I guess he's close enough. He catches it and he says, "Bless you. We will step aside so you may go by."
Would you like a sausage?
They're all gone.
There's no way you still have sausage.
Sausages
Every
are
single
gone.
time he says that, there's no way.
The sausages are gone,
I
man.
think the sausages are turned, at least at this point.
God has spoken. Give up the sausages.
They're turned. They still got them.
Yuck.
It's not very good, but it's something.
Why would you keep?
You got about a quarter of a rotten sausage in the bottom of your bag as you
Yeah.
fish around for
Just
it.
throw it away.
Toss it.
I don't know. I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
This feels wrong.
It's probably
We
not
will-
good. It's old,
We
but
will stick to the rations that we have, but we appreciate the water.
Zev just points back and tells him, "Follow the rail to." Which was this? I keep getting the old and the new
Yeah, I do
mixed
too.
up.
New Spore City is where you are.
Tells him to follow the rail to New Spore City. It's about a day away.
Thank you. Okay. They step aside into an alcove, and the Usine starts to move the wagon again.
And I relate to them what's going on.
Okay.
Keep an eye on them, Zev.
Can I climb on top of the wagon?
In most of the areas you can. In a few places, it's pretty tight, but if you lay down on it, you'd be all right.
Zev just creepy stares at them.
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
16.
Okay. The tabaxi holds one finger to his good eye and then points the other one at you.
Let's see the creepy look again.
He seems unfazed.
Okay.
all right, on the road again, right?
Okay. We hope you've enjoyed our date night together. Remember, you can really help us out by subscribing, rating, and reviewing on whatever platform you use to listen to us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week.